Let's roll.
And we'll take a look who gets to get that advantage of choice here on DustII.
Don't start commentating the knife round, Joe, but I know you're heading that way.
Hey, knife rounds are important.
I was just going to say it.
No, absolutely, they're crucial. They're massively important.
We got strats.
Yeah, we saw that actually, obviously, in your game, the fact that you got the CT side against Envy on Inferno. That's a massive advantage to start off CT side.
Oh, yeah, going into it, I said, during the knife round, this is the most important knife round we've ever played. Because we needed that CT.
And you guys got it.
We got it, still lost, but hey, it was fine.
But hey, you proved a point there during that game. Well, for now, you have TSM winning that knife round, so we'll find out, can they rally against MouseSports, try to bring MouseSports down to 2 lives? Let's find out in the second to last game of our second day here at Gamescom for Intel Extreme Masters.
Thank you very much, Chobra. Hello, and everyone. Welcome. My name is Joe Miller. Joining me is Jason Kaplan. We are going to bring you the last 2 games of the day. But yeah, what a game this one may just turn out to be, hopefully, fingers crossed. TSM versus MouseSports. 2 teams still sat with a healthy amount of lives when you compare that across the board.
Yeah, very true. And for me, it's all about the map. DustII, you know DustII is a strong German map. Thinking back to MouseSports when they're known as Party Doubters back in the EMS 1 series that we had, they were one of the first teams to really play the opposite side. And funny enough, with TSM winning the knife round, TSM will be staying on the T side, allowing MouseSports to have their coveted CT side. So this game is going to be explosive. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to see it get underway.
Absolutely excited for this one. As we mentioned, 3 lives still left for both of these teams. One of them going to be ending today with at least 2. I believe they can both still be picked to move into the next game as well. So obviously that's going to come up after this. The winner of this game will of course choose who will be playing next. But for now, we are going to be seeing a bit of a catwalk push here from TSM.
Oh, great job by Kerrigan just to watch the backside. Because Spitty wanted to push it behind them. Gabi now going to be overrun. As you see the Molotov onto the site. Chris J can't connect the shots, unfortunately. And it looks like we'll have that catwalk plant coming in. Nice shot at Dupree. Does get Gabi now down. And the rest of MouseSports have to play for this retake.
Looking for it, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to find it. It's a 5 versus 3 and make that 2. Only Chris J and Dennis remaining here for the German side. Dennis has managed to find Kerrigan there in mid, but you see them just backing off from this one, not wanting to play it too aggressive. Finally, we will see Dennis come around the side. He's already lost Chris J, and that will be TSM finishing off the pistol to go 1-0 up.
And a great round out of Dupree, picking up 3 kills. This man went 29 and 21 up against Envious on Cobble, the only one to have a positive KD. Then went 19-11 against Renegades on Mirage yesterday. He's really been stepping up this tournament, and really proud to see him do that. But we're getting into the second round. We're going to see what? MP7, we're going to see a Scout, Galil, even 2 AKs. But we're seeing MouseSports respond. They bought up the armor. They've got a Scout in the hands of Chris J, and we know how damn deadly this guy can be with it.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, that game that we watched them against Renegades, where they won 16-2, Chris J was an absolute monster in that one, causing some real problems for RNG, and obviously just having a free time of it. This time, though, he will get finished off early on, so that's the Scout gone for them, but nice little exchange there for Next to get him an AK.
Yeah, exactly. The AK down, that is a big win for them, and now they might be able to use this one to their advantage. You can see TSM, they slow things down. Gabi pushing Catwalk, he can't connect the shots, but he got the information, most importantly, and he will be able to let his teammates know exactly what's going down.
God, be the first man to swear on stage here at Intel Extreme Masters yesterday. I'm sure you've all seen those videos doing the rounds on Reddit. Well, for now, it looks like TSM looking to take over long. They've got to deal with Spitty first, though, and he's going to get the headshot onto Kerrigan, but can he find any more? He's going to have 3 men jumping into pit. They will kill him off, plus God B. And now it's just Nex and Dennis, but don't forget that AK with Nex. He's got head armor as well.
Yes, he does. And Dennis is flanking around behind them. Next, can he connect the shots to the smoke? They're going to cross. He's not going to shoot any single bullet, but he will spot KGB towards car. Dennis comes in from long, gets 1 kill. He's going to spray him down, but can't connect. And KGB will close that round out for TSM. But they are able to rescue the AK as well on top of it. So they had 2 AKs bought, and Device was able to secure it.
I don't know if you actually saw him around the corner. I thought that he'd seen his leg next to the car, so either way, close from MouseSports. Well, not close enough. As you mentioned, TSM up 2-0. As Dupree gonna headshot Chris J, not messing around. I was just confused there for a second. I was reading down the scoreboard because basically it's 2 people that have carried these first couple of rounds. Dupree and KGB with 5, Device basically with 2, and Zipnix and Kerrigan got nothing up until this point. And this round's probably not going to be any different either. Of course, full eco for MouseSports. Yeah, there's a P250 in there as well, but this is not going to be a round that'll go their way. And in fact, we do see that Spitty is now last man left alive. Nice little exchange of weapons to make sure that the AK doesn't go too low and get caught out by Spitty, and that will be 3. So finally, we're going to see MouseSports with weapons in hand Let's see what they can do.
And unfortunately, we're not going to see the op out of MouseSports, not able to forward it up this round, but we're going to see Device run it for himself, who's been, I'd say, struggling over the past couple events with the AWP, but this might be the perfect time for him to really step up. And he's not going to connect a single shot onto the cross. But we're seeing, let's see, Gabi and Spitty take full control of long A, making sure they can lock that down next, and Dennis over towards B. And Chris J's actually pushed Catwalk here, but he might be spun out from lower.
This is a position that God B was actually playing yesterday, but makes sense that Chris J might be playing that aggressive role without the AWP in hand. And I think it's hard to really take anything away from that 16-2 victory over Renegades yesterday, because it was just such a one-sided affair. But as we know, MouseSports are no slouches on DustII, and that Molotov is landing right on Chris J. The flash coming in as well. Chris J is blind, and Carrigan basically gets a freebie. Really well worked from TSM.
Perfect flash coming through, too, because Chris J was peeking around the corner at the perfect time. Well, unfortunately, not too perfect for him as he did get taken down, but that was a great stop. TSM now have that catwalk control. They're forcing now the MouseSports to be a little bit light on that long A spot, allowing Spitty just to be the only man to defend against that, and Gabi forced to play back towards site. But it looks like they're going to go for the cat push, and Gabi, he's got to do work here. It's going to be so tough from this spot.
Let's see what he can do. Flashes going over into the site. Gabi has a peek out, and he's going to get some damage and the kill there onto Dupree. But Carrigan is already up from that CT ramp, so being split off here. Gabi, of course, dead, and MouseSports now smoked out from CT. Gonna have to wait a little bit until that clears, and look at Zipnik's holding back to get anyone that pushes from Cat.
Well, and Spitty's, he's actually still towards long. It looks like they're going to try to save these guns here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And I got to point out TSM, you know, it's a great play by Carrigan to drop down in towards CT to push in towards A ramp, because Gabi wasn't spotting the cross. He wasn't able to see them going for that, and they get a nice one-for-one trade. Now Spitty has been seen over towards long. He's going to be rushed down eventually. TSM, they have to take that gun away from him, and that's all on Dennison next.
Well, Spitty not having any kind of advantage there. We'll see if these remaining two players can hold on. You see Carrigan there, thanks to X-Ray in the lower B tunnels, but he's not going to get anywhere near them, so MouseSports will at least be able to rescue those two M4s, which is handy for them, because the rest of the team basically got no money here. Probably just going to see a couple of pistols being bought out as a P250 for Speedy and Gabi as well.
We did see Gabi buy up some regular armor, some regular Kevlar. I was expecting, you know, maybe if MouseSports had an op, they would definitely be going for a buy to support it. Device doesn't get the shot up, but is forced it back with a nice flashbang coming through. So now MouseSports, they have long control. You can see we're going to have a push in towards B as well as Dennis next, leading the charge through. The KGB shuts down the first. Dennis will respawn. And they gun out of their hands, but they're already down a man.
And the way that you keep Chris J out of becoming an AWP terror is basically don't ever give him enough money to buy an AWP. That seems to be working out for them so far. Spitty there just about getting away, but I feel for Dennis here. He's going to be pushed big time, but that's a good flash through, but he can't finish off. The spray not controlled there from him. And Gabi will find himself as a last man alive. And I suspect he might just try and hold on to this one, if not for the P250, but then for that armor.
That's what he does do. You can see TSM, they're not too healthy. Kerrigan and Zetnik's both below 50 HP, and the Device will secure the kill onto him. And, you know, funny enough, that was actually the best out of a really bad situation for MouseSports. The fact that they went B, they went straight towards towards Dennis, who had the M4. There was a chance he could have pulled it off, but unfortunately that spray down didn't come through, and they do lose the round. TSM up 5-0, and we should point out the last time these two teams met on this map, MouseSports won both. So it's a very good chance that MouseSports can easily come back from this.
Online, though.
Online,
crucial
yes.
point of that one. As we see that a peak from Device earlier on. Again, same as he did at the opener of the last round. And again, doesn't connect on anyone. We do finally see Chris J with an AWP in hand, though. So let's see if he is on form today. And if he's going to be in better form than that of Device. But so far, this round, a slow start, really, from TSM, just spreading out, 3 men over towards those B tunnels, couple holding long A double doors, and the bomb's still in spawn, so it's not going to be going down for a while.
Yeah. And we talked about Chris J and how aggressive he is. He's actually playing up close with the AWP on catwalk, ready for that drop down towards CT, but you can see Device, and you can see Dennis off the right-hand side of your screen, just waiting for that opportunity to really show up for him. In the meantime, Kerrigan's faking a push towards long. It's going to force Dennis to probably peek out, and they have spotted him out. They know he's behind this box, and he's not really going to have the opportunity to peek. He's already taken out so low, and Dupree opens up.
Well, Dennis is still there, not for long though. Occasion will finish that one off, and MouseSports, you see Chris J instantly stepping away. He's going to try and get back onto long, and they're going to have to again look to save these weapons. Might not be as easy for them this time though. We do have Carrigan at the end of long A double doors, but you see the pause also called there for MouseSports. So they're going to go 6-0 down, And I think time for a chat already. That's not a good sign in the early stages of a game.
Well, you heard Hayes talking about it before, saying they know exactly how TSM play on DustII, and he said standard, and that's all they've been doing, playing very, very standard. In the meantime, we'll get back to that in just a few seconds as they're pushing towards long. They want these guns. The bomb is taken away, and I think they're sure as hell going to push for them.
And they're going to push with basically an entire team. There's a Molotov. And the spray coming in. So Zipnik's going to go down. That's given the positions away pretty much completely. There is Speedy coming through. And actually, Device will go down. And they don't end up getting any of those weapons away. In fact, they end up losing 3 of their own men there towards the end of the round. But the round itself, nonetheless, going over to TSM, we of course have a pause here called by MouseSports.
Like you said, the only way to really stop, you know, Chris J from being really strong on the op is to keep it out of his hands, and that's exactly what they try to do. They're trying to rush it down to keep it away from him, and unfortunately he's able to save it. But like we're saying, Hayes, he said TSM plays super standard, and that's exactly what they've been doing. They've just been doing the standard splits, wait for MouseSports to push. Little twist they've been throwing in, though, was that fake we saw out of Kerrigan. Throw over some flashes and smokes towards long, force Dennis to peek to give away his position, and Dupree open up onto that B site was able to allow them to secure the round. But 6-0, this is a fantastic start for TSM. And if MouseSports letting him, you know, extra rounds go by, they could be looking at potentially losing another life.
Indeed. I mean, MouseSports, looking into this tournament now, everyone's looking towards TSM, despite their performance at APM not really being all that great last weekend. But there are also questions of, you know, how burnt out were they, how serious were they taking it, how focused were they for that one. I mean, no team turns up at a tournament and says, oh, we don't want to win this one. But, you know, there's different levels of focus and intent going into events. But we also heard from them at the start of the Intel Extreme Masters that they really want to do well here and show that, you know, that was just a blip on the radar and that they really are a top level team. So far, they've looked so-so, you know. I mean, they beat Renegades, of course. We saw them lose to the New Look Envious team. They beat CLG. But honestly, TSM, you know, outside of that Envious loss, I don't think they've been really tested up until now. And this might be the first time we're seeing it. And honestly, the start doesn't really come much better than this, does it?
Yeah, this is a perfect start for them. And considering we have the major coming just a few weeks' time, this is a perfect opportunity to come out of a tournament with a big victory, a nice morale boost. You know, go into that major, you want to have all the confidence in the world, especially if you want to place top 2 for TSM. But it's coming down to MouseSports to potentially stop them. And you can see they're talking things over quite a bit. They're trying to get a good read on them. And Gabi, who, you know, I think he's almost unparalleled in terms of his calling ability, his anti-strats, but he's been having, you know, a rough couple of games. I'm thinking back to Envious yesterday, where he started off, I think, was 0-10, and really couldn't get a kill until I think it was maybe that second half. But it still turned out to be a very close game. Looks like they are ready as we're going to drop back into game. But 6 straight for TSM. MouseSports need to get around here on the board.
I mean, Cologne's going to be a good place to win a lot of money for maybe some of these teams. I mean, 40,000 first place for Intel Extreme Masters. We've got the ESL 1 major in just a couple of weeks' time. Like, they're making bank out of Cologne, some of these teams, that's for sure. We'll see exactly who will take that top prize, though. We'll see Envy currently still sat with 4 lives, and that was a very reckless play.
That's overconfidence.
Obviously thought there was just one person there on long. He was caught out, though.
There's a lot of overconfidence out of him. Definitely trying to make something happen. And Dupree, again, we pointed out how strong he's been. He's been fantastic in this game so far. Maybe trying to catch out MouseSports, but finally they're playing with the man down. MouseSports have the advantage. They still have the op in the hands of Chris J, but they're giving up full catwalk control where Chris J can really shine. If he can shut down this push, if he can beat out on Device, I think we're looking at MouseSports' first round on the board.
Yeah, I think he just misread that situation completely. I mean, God B has been playing a lot of catwalk. Why would he all of a sudden have that second man there? That's the problem. There is Carrigan getting one kill. Chris J will spot Carrigan, though, to level things back up and give that man advantage over towards Mouse. Flashes going over the top now. Are they going to push or are they going to go back? They've got a flash onto Chris J, but he peeks again. This time taking out Zipniks, and TSM being picked off one by one before they could even get onto the spot.
And they've got no flashes, no smokes, nothing really left to use to keep MouseSports at arm's length. It's a 2-on-4 for the retake. It's going to be a catwalk plant. KGB playing really close, tucked up in on site, but he's got 3 men barreling, 4 men now straight at him. They know exactly where he is, and this is going to be so hard to hold.
Well, so far, so good for them. They've got one, there's the second. Well, there is Chris J chiming in with a kill. Can he actually hold to your Device? No, it's Chris J that comes back in. That was his 4th of the round, pretty much single-handedly destroying TSM to give MouseSports their first round of the game.
Well, again, you called it at the start of the game. How do you keep Chris J to be being ineffective and keep the op out of his hands? He was able to maintain it from that round just prior. Think, keep in mind what happened in the round just before this. They had 3 men towards long trying to save their guns, and they're able to keep the op in the hands of Chris J. That could have easily been a 7-0 for TSM, but he's really able to put in the work and finally get them on the board. Now the problem comes into this. Can they string multiple rounds together, or will TSM pick up another right off the back of this? They need to start stringing them together. They need to start picking up quite a few rounds on the CT side. And I think Chris J is really the man to look for, not to mention Nex, who you can think back just a week ago how phenomenal he's been playing recently. And honestly, if you compare them to the way Penta started off the ESL Pro League, they've been on a steady incline. And I think it's just kind of building right up to Cologne.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We've discussed it, I feel, a hell of a lot this weekend. The fact that, MouseSports have taken a couple of months to get to this position for, Godby to really whip the team into shape. But they've really found that form as of late. And, well, they have the 1 round at least to their names now, after looking like this could be a bit of a landslide first half. But we'll see what they do with these remaining ones. For now, Nex is pushed up on double doors. He was also a major factor in their victory yesterday.
And MouseSports are starting to play really kind of predictable. Godby again back towards CT. Chris J watching the push on catwalk. Spitty again back towards long. They're really trying to lock down this control now. But Godby has to have a lot of faith in Chris J to protect him. But you can see TSM on the mini-map. They're looking for that 3-2 split on a B. They're going to look for this push, and it comes down to Nex and Dennis. Can they maintain it? Will Chris J rotate down to help out? And TSM just baiting out any counter flashes.
You see Nex there basically jumping by the doors, making sure that he jumps at a bit higher level. There is Dennis up close and personal. He's got himself too. Somehow got back into the smoke as well. They can't see each other. It goes for the knife. And Caden, that's how you knife there in the smoke. Oh, wait, no, he missed as well. And that is going to come down to a 3 versus 2. As the bomb does get planted. 2-on-2 now. Speedy finds Cajun B.
It's going to be a 2-1-2 retake. You still have at least a flash out of device here to delay for a little bit of time, but you have Chris J with the op, smoking off B-Town's device, playing very close under window. And not a lot of time to work with, but here comes the flash. Dupree not going to be blind up at all. Oh, when I say that, he does get it completely caught out. Spitty gets the first kill, and now it's on Dupree in a 1-on-2. He can't get the kill. And MouseSports will string together another round, but I got to give credit to Dennis there. The way he played that, he knew it was a 3-2 split. So what do? Played up close and personal, right on the edge of the smoke at B, and they walked straight into his bolts, picking up 2 kills.
I feel like he might have been a little bit unlucky there to not pick up the 3rd one as well. I mean, he was spraying through the smoke and obviously used his entire clip, had to reload, and then went for the knife in there, which ultimately cost him his life, but he'd already done more than his job's worth by getting those first 2 picks. And now we sit on a 6-2 scoreline. Still guns in the hand, though, of TSM, including that AWP once again for device. Once again, TSM spreading it. This time, 2 men in tunnels, 3 men still round about middle, so we may see them headed up on the box and maybe into catwalk from here.
The thing is, they now know Chris J's middle. It's been a little bit of time since he's been able to rotate back towards long, but the way Zivnik's carrying a device are set up towards long A, they're looking for a late take on this. They go for a push in towards the A site. So it comes down to Spitty. Can he hold on to this? He's actually sitting on the edge of a smoke, and he's not going to be too blind. I think he might be able to catch him off guard, but he's going to actually back away, play this one safe. No need to go down for your team. And they should be able to maintain, because now they have Chris J to really watch towards long.
Super defensive setup there for MouseSports, pulling back. There is Chris J actually just spotting the man at the last second. We're just trying to focus there on the edge of the smoke, see who we can get. We do have 1 man pushing up long as well. Chris J is going to take a peek, but the shot doesn't connect for him. There's a double instantly for Carrigan. Dupree and Device will all combine as well. And now Dennis, just like that, not even having time to get over there and join the rest of his team, will be looking to save that M4. TSM going to bounce back for the 7th round.
And that's exactly what can happen when you play 2 defensive on the A side. You don't leave the people towards long. You get completely overwhelmed from short and from long A. And now Dennis, I really don't think he's going to be able to save this. It's going to have to take a miracle out of him to maintain this. You know, Zipmix is above him. Won't connect the shots, unfortunately. Will be rushed down. And we'll take at least 1 man with them. But like you said, TSM 7th round on the board, and they're looking damn good.
Gun hunted down there at the end as well, which means this one is going to be a little bit of an eco for MouseSports. We'll see what they decide to spend. A couple of them, Godby in particular at 3-9. Chris J with 3-7. And Nex has only got 1 kill to his name. You should just see the difference there between this game and how he was playing yesterday against Renegades, full of confidence. And there is the start to the round. Dennis going down instantly to the close-up AWP in B tunnels from Device.
Oh, Chris J's going to be here to back him up as well. Spitty looking to push out towards long. Nex will be there waiting again. TSM playing pretty damn standard, just waiting for the pushes. They know MouseSports is on the eco, so just let them push straight into some free kills. And TSM even backing away from B because they don't want to give up any extra guns. Their economy isn't the greatest as well, losing those last 2 rounds. They still have 7K on Cage and B, so it's going to help out quite a bit, and 6K on Kerrigan. But there we go, Gabi able to pick up the first kill, pushing out towards middle.
Nice little opening for him. Basically, Zipnix was concentrating on trying to pick off Spiddy inside of those long A double doors. 3 of them now to less than half health, which is not going to be ideal for them. TSM will crawl up, so they've got full control of this middle area. And it looks like they'll edge themselves outwards. For me, a dangerous thing to do as well, because you never quite know if there's a big stack waiting for you behind that door. Finally, Chris J will get one as well. But as we said, 2 low HP men. God B's got armor, but that probably won't change too much. Spiddy has got himself that AK, though, so he'll look to hold on to that.
Nice push by Gabi to protect him, to allow him to pick up that AK by killing Zipnix towards long. But I think he's just going to try to save it. Gabi just trying to pick up a gun, potentially, and maybe just make it a little bit more expensive for TSM. I think he sees a gun right under him, too. Yeah, he sees an AWP. Chris J would love that, but you can see Kerrigan, he's just waiting. He knows someone's going to be trying to go for this, and Gabi's going to have to pick up a kill and pick up the op and run if he wants it.
Using that AWP as bait. He almost got Kerrigan there. Tagged him down to 45 health. But Kerrigan says, I'm taking that AWP. Exactly. You are not getting your hands on it. And Gob says, all right, then I suppose I'll have an AK then. We'll see Spiddy here. Gonna notice Dupree, and Dupree goes down after time. Smart little bit of play there by the end. Either way, round going to TSM. 8-2 up now. And as we mentioned, bringing a fair few guns through that round for themselves. MouseSports did manage to keep a couple as well, with Godby and Nex having the AKs.
Let's see if Device can maybe hit this cross shot. Chris J will be peeking it. And he smartly backs off on this one, not letting Chris J get that opening frag, not letting him play aggressive like he really can be. He's still going to be holding up close. Spiddy going to be alone towards long, so they're putting a little bit more presence towards middle. But they've left Katwa completely open, and they're going to obviously play for the retake in this situation. You do have Nex pushed back out of B to make sure they can hold on to this location. And TSM have a kind of a 3-2 split going on with 3 people towards middle, still 2 towards long.
That cover fire there for Chris J is enough to send MouseSports back through. I also have one pushed up towards long. Zipnix here. That's going to be smoking over the top, but Speedy's seen that one cutting. Zipnix, though, will get the better of him. Push through with the flash still in midair. And that is a 5-4 advantage now. Question is, can Chris J and the rest of them hold this one? Finally, Nex is going to get himself another kill down middle, doubling his total for the game with that one. And we're sat at a 4 versus 4. It's an A push here for TSM, but they've got to get a move on 30 seconds left.
Yeah, 3 on catwalk. Zipnix over towards long. If Zipnix can kill Chris J, they can shut down, or they can allow this push to work out from Gabi. Getting Molotov out of his position. He takes down at least one man with him, goes for the spray, but he can't connect on a Cajun B, and that's going to be Chris J falling to Zipnix with a fantastic lurk. Now, Nex and Dennis in a 2-on-3. They do have kits. They do have the potential to pull this off. But it's going to be very difficult with both coming from CT spawn, where Cajun B and Zipnix are already waiting and prepared.
Nice little flash through. I don't think Dennis was too blinded from that one. But they know where they are right now. That's a Molotov that will slow them down further. Nex actually pushing through from this one. Zipnix gets an easy kill onto him. And honestly, Dennis, well, goes for the jump shot. Cajun B will shoot him in the head right after. And that is another round for TSM then. So letting MouseSports have a couple, but they're well on their way to hitting double figures. And Mouse again will be struggling for money.
They were hoping for a close game, but unfortunately, I don't think TSM are going to let it happen. MouseSports can come back on that T side. You can never count them out. Chris J, definitely a T-sided opera, in my opinion. Let's see if he can do much with this. Actually, I don't know. He's a little bit of both. He's pretty good at everything he does with the op. His enemy's just going to back away from long. And TSM going to go back to holding pretty standard. Chris J trying to push through with the USP, but not really going to connect. But you're seeing TSM just very 100% standard, very vanilla. Nothing too crazy. And they've been able to capitalize on so many of these rounds.
Nice Device picking off next. And this is Zipnix again battling with Speedy. This time he actually gets the kill before Godby can actually push out and do anything to him. And Godby finds himself as the lone man again.
They know he's A. He's been playing A almost every single round. So let's just hit B, get a free bomb plant in, and Godby's just going to look for potentially a kill, and again, potentially a gun. But thinks that this is going to take his head off in just a few seconds.
I got deja vu. Bobby again left alive. Again with his P250 in hand, looking for anything, but he's not going to get a thing. Device will pick him off, and there is the double figures. 10-2 from the T side here on DustII, and it's a stark contrast from the CT side of MouseSports that we saw yesterday against Renegades.
You have cajunB at 13-3, you have Device at 13-5, and you have Nex on the side of MouseSports just hasn't said a word. He's at 2-11. He's been so quiet this game, and if MouseSports want to succeed, they need him to really step up and really stand out. You saw Chris J before pick up 4 kills to the op to net them in their first round. You can't depend on him to do that every single time, especially with how damn expensive that gun's going to be.
Mouse had a 13-2 CT side against Renegades, just showing that TSM are in a different, easy for me to say, different class, not a different crass. That's a bit weird. But Carrigan once again pushing through aggressive onto Catwalk, but Chris J has been watching it. He's only got 5 kills to his name though. Nex only got 2, and they were the 2 big players for MouseSports yesterday. Again, we do see, again, the flash coming through. Carrigan drops into CT spawn and says, well, God B going down, who's probably shouting at Chris J right now and saying, how do you let that guy go through?
Not only once, now twice. Like, that's a mistake that should not happen. Chris J wasn't peeking that spot because he didn't want to get blinded up, but you can't let a man get down there and not tell your teammate you're not watching that. Like, Gabi plays such a pivotal position there, as well as Chris J, to lock down the push over towards the A side. I mean, Chris J's now down. He doesn't have the op anymore. Dennis was able to pick one up, but this is going to be almost certainly another TSM round.
Well, only Spiddy and Dennis are actually still alive from this one, and of course, Dennis, the B defender, AWP in hand. A costly death for him if he does go down. And Spiddy, where is he? Oh, he's miles away right now, down by long A. Device may just find him though. Tech 9 in hand, calls it out to Cajun and says, can you please come and help me with this one? It might not be too easy for me. Oh, Cajun almost going down. Device will kill him off. Dennis, though, will be surviving this one. He managed to pick up 2 kills at the end, and importantly, bringing through that AWP to give MouseSports a chance here in a round where they've really not got a lot of money to work with. They're going to have to force what they've got.
I think Dennis is keeping the op too. He's putting Chris J on the scout. They're going to force the buy up off of this, and I think that's going to allow Dennis to potentially lock down this B side fairly easy on, which will allow Nex to play a little bit closer towards middle. Which comes down to if Dennis can get in a position to hit his shots and not be rushed down. And look at that, Chris J, if he only knew where they are, and I think he spots him out, but Device is just barely going to miss the shot. And we have Gabi and Spiddy both playing long A together, and Dennis fortunately just unscopes at the wrong time.
And he needs to be careful there. He's allowed cajunB to have the second peek onto him. Does have a friend to help there, though, this time. That was Nex actually on the box. But TSM have backed away, and again, look at Carrigan. He's got through. Chris J's missed, and Carrigan is once again inside a CT spawn. He's got to smoke up from the ramp side of things and then push it through, but Nex is there. 5-7 actually gets him the kill.
Looks like they might be able to pick up this round. We have Dupree, KGB and Zipnis looking to push out middle. They spray on the Nex. Fortune not able to pick up the kill. The smoke going to come in to allow him to cross through, but Dennis is going to be waiting. He has the op in hand, and Nex is going to be here to push at the smoke. He misses the first shot. Dennis cannot afford to miss too many, and that'll be Nex picking up one. He's going to rush him down the USP, but Zipnis picks up the kill, and now they have the potential to get that bomb inside the B site.
Well, they're trying to get it in there, but they keep dying one by one. Here is Dupree. What can he do? 1 versus 4. Now it's 1 versus 3. There's a molly. Godby and Nex are really low. This is actually possible to pull off. He's got himself the bomb now as well. He's going to smoke the tunnels where Chris J was starting to push through. There is going to be the fake. He will spray, and he's done a ton of damage to Chris J as well. This is so doable for Dupree. He peeks out from window, gets one. Doesn't find the second onto Gob, though. And a close round going the way of MouseSports. Time was ticking. He didn't have time really to finish the plant and then defend it against 3. Took his chance by having a peek. Almost pulled it off, but that was MouseSports' third and a much-needed one, to be honest.
Yeah, he wanted to play for the kills there. The plant was not even really going to happen after he faked out the first time, but they're not able to save the op, though. So Christian can be forced onto the M4. Gabi able to get the long control. You can see TSM run straight into him, and he can't connect the shots. Dupree is going to take him down, and Chris J has been able to push through middle and secure himself his first kill of the round.
Well, they were all blind there, I think, on both sides of things down on long A. Here is next up close, but he will be somewhat smoked out. Does have a slight angle there. They're going to spray through the smoke. Actually, a lot of damage done there to Device. Here comes a push from Chris J. Can only manage one, though, but there is Dennis coming through, and he will finish off the last two. And MouseSports end with 2 in a row here in the first half. Still a decent lead here for TSM, though, 11-4.
More than decent. Like, 11-4 is an amazing score and a half against MouseSports on one of their strongest sides. And we're going to see MouseSports now swapping over to the T side. And with the way that TSM's playing, I don't know if MouseSports can come back from this. It's going to be very difficult, to say the least. And the one man we have to look at next, he really needs to start stepping up in this game. He's been having such a quiet first half. He's currently at 5-14. So he got more kills in the last couple of rounds than he got the entirety of it. But next is a strong T player. So is Dennis. And Dennis is currently sitting top fragging 11-12. So it's very doable. It's just going to be hard as hell.
Especially since TSM look completely relaxed at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, 11-4 up, T-side against MouseSports. It's a pretty strong half. And they don't seem phased with it whatsoever.
This pistol round is going to be very important for both these teams. I feel like we say that every time, but it really honestly is. I mean, you look at the pistol round, potentially 3 in total. That could put TSM at 14.
Yeah.
And then you're playing 4-14. Like, that's 11 rounds, like back-to-back, you're basically going to need to even get into a match point situation.
Which is going to be really hard on that T side, you know. A bit of gambling on the CT side, even if you're losing round after round, you're probably going to be picking 1 or 2 up here and there. So that pistol going to be big for MouseSports.
Like you said, you know, TSM, you know, when we started off the event saying that they came to play, you know, they want to win this tournament. They're not going to come in without really trying. Like any team, you know, wouldn't do that. But I think they're really trying to stamp their authority. I mean, they're one of the few teams remaining with a good amount of lives left. They still have 3 in their pocket, of Envious with 4. And I think they're really showing that they're still a very strong team. And that last weekend must have been a fluke.
Well, a bad weekend for them.
Yeah, a bad weekend.
And they said it themselves. They want to put that behind them, that they want to show that it was just a one-time thing where they get knocked out so early. And let's be honest, you know, the last 6 months or so, TSM have been doing incredibly well overall. Yep. I think we're just waiting for Chris J here before we start off the second half. I think he left his PC. So once Chris J does get back, some really good zoom in there, real close.
But yeah, so I mean, MouseSports on the T side. The thing is, the way TSM played T side was just very standard. And we're very confident in their aim ability to win out in a lot of these 1v1s. They even were able to do some weird things. We saw Dupree, he rushed out long one of those rounds by himself. I think it was with an AK, and he got taken down, but they're still able to really pull off quite a few rounds. MouseSports, they have a lot on their shoulders for this game. I think DustII is one of their strongest maps. It's always one of the strongest German maps out there. But they need people to start connecting shots. They need Nex to start hitting some things. They need Dennis to really open up on some of these sites. And they need to get Chris J confident, you know, back to the way he should be playing on the AWP. And Gabi, I mean, he's the perfect puppet master for it to make it happen.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you've got to feed into these superstar carrying players, you know, that can really put a team on their back. And so far, Nex and, you know, Chris J, you'd look at probably from this lineup and say, they're the guys that need to get going, have not really found their feet. But we'll see. It's a new half as MouseSports move over onto the T side. 11-4 down. It's a long comeback. Oh, Cajun B's in a perfect position. He's just sitting on the edge of the smoke. He has a spot and Goosh down. Chris J able to pick him up, but not before Dennis went down over towards Long and Device. What a shot out of him to shut down Nex. Well, already not looking great for MouseSports. Let's see, though. This could still change around. Carrigan's going to pick off Chris J. They pick off Spiddy, and it's now all on God B. 1 versus 4. It's going to be pushed from both sides. And, well, pistol rounds don't often look that easy. I'm not going to lie. I mean, yeah, it was all down to that push in middle because he went towards a quick cat. He was able to spot them coming through. Yes, he did go down, but he got them the information for the people to rotate from B to help out. And Device with a fantastic shot through double doors is able to connect onto that first man. We're going to see MouseSports buy up, though. Do have the scout out of Spiddy. He's going for a quick peek towards Long. And he's going to be, unfortunately, just a little bit too late. And TSM have a lot of guns, a lot of everything they need to make this round go in their hands. Well, it was a spawn-dependent scout there. Yeah. The man closest to double doors ran in, and they've now given it back to Chris J. Well, let's have a look. They have pushed a little outside the middle, but that will be quickly fended off with the smoke going down. And the push is looking to once again come in towards Catwalk. Chris J is going to first look to open up this site with the scout.
He's got Cajun B over towards Cars, got Zipnix and Goose. And I like how they went for a fake push middle to force someone into CT spawn, but TSM read it perfectly. They're going to flash them back and maintain control of this area. You got a minute left on the clock. You got to smoke out of God B, so he could smoke them off, which allowed Chris J to, or someone else to drop down towards CT. He's been spotted out. He's going to be taken down by Cajun B, and Cajun B's going to have a field day.
Well, he's also got Zipnix on Goose here, who will wait for those pushers to come around the side. There is Next. First of all, Next actually getting the better of him, though. And Carrigan trying to with a FAMAS, trying to hit basically all of them. Didn't kill a single one. What can the rest of the team do here? Device will get one. It's now all on God B and Spiddy versus Device. Device will spray down one. God B still full HP with the Tech 9. They know where each other are. 7 bullets in the M4 here for Device. God B playing the time game at this point. 20 seconds still to go. Device, is he going to get peaked? Is he going to go for the jump shot? He's just seen God B there. And there is God B with the instant headshot onto Device. And MouseSports lose out on the pistol, but turn it round here in round 2.
What a shot out of God B there, coming up so big for his team. Next picking up 2. We wanted to see him wake up, and he's finally been able to do it. HB was able to shut down Chris J, then he got quickly turned on over that car position. And there we go, MouseSports. That's momentum. That's a switch they needed. But can they maintain it? That's the real question. And Chris J will get the tag on the Device crossing middle. So MouseSports starting to pick up some momentum. Still 12-5, so it's not obviously like going to be an easy climb back, but that's the first step they needed to take.
Long road for sure. And they still need to be careful here. That these 2 scouts don't rip them to bits. CZ, P250 and a 5.7 to back up, so get your scout shot off and then get the pistols in there to finish them. Well, here comes the push onto Catwalk. Zipnix will call this one early. Just drops back away. Put in a smoke in there as well, and that'll slow MouseSports right down again.
Yeah, I mean, MouseSports should know that TSM doesn't have too many nades to work with. So why not just bait them out early on the round? You still got so much time. Kerrigan's even pushed up towards long, where Spitty and Gabi are already heading, so it looks like it could potentially be a 3-2 split on towards the A site, but Kerrigan could come up huge for himself. He does get a flash, it looks like on a Spitty, gets 1 kill, gets the second.
Wow.
That should not happen, but Kerrigan comes up big when he needs it.
Well, Dennis here, what can he do? He's now going to put the rest of the team on his shoulders and say, all right, I'll do the job there, but he's at less than half HP. Cajun will pick him off. There's the shot back. He's next now, 1 versus 5 somehow. I don't even know how this has even happened. It's Carrigan's work there, and Device is now creeping up behind him. The bomb's in middle, so Next has got 23 seconds to kill 4 people and get the bomb down.
And you see where the 3 are holding. There's 3 towards Catwalk as well, and MouseSports, you could not lose out on that trade. That should have at minimum been a 1-for-1 against Kerrigan. If he picks up 2 and gets a free AK off of that, that completely shut down your strategy. And TSM, it's just been back-to-back rounds. They picked up pistol, they lose the second, they win the third on the force buy, and MouseSports, they're just back where they started, 5-13.
Yeah, TSM saying, go on MouseSports, here's your chance to get back into the game. Ah, just kidding. We're having it back now. And that, of course, basically bankrupts Mouse here. You see armor and those Tech 9s coming out, and it's never a done deal when that comes out from the T's. Smoke down towards CT spawn, so looks like they want to push up in towards that B site, but not going to be easy to get through the doors when there's an AK ready for you. The smoke goes down as well, and MouseSports have backed away again towards Catwalk.
They've got Cajun B to worry about, though, with that scout towards cars. Zipnix going to be towards CT, and Kerrigan maintaining control of long. They have 4 people still grouped up short to look for the push. They've got, again, a lot of time to work with, but you can see how much TSM have to use in terms of nades. They have so many flashes, incendiary grenade out of Zipnix as well. And they're actually backing off count. It looks like they want to maybe hit towards long, but that's going to be really risky to do. I mean, you only have the Tech 9s and a P250 and then a Glock. Like, if you're going to win on these trades, you better do it up close and personal, and I don't think TSM are going to let that happen.
Well, for now, doesn't look that way. There's a flash over. This should be an easy kill for Carrigan. No, he gets taken down. Spiddy's picked off Cajun as well. Well, 27 seconds. They really have to start putting on the pressure. Zipnix is going to be watching towards shorts. Chris J comes around. He'll duck and dive. Did get dinked there, and he's down to 13 HP. Dennis will finish him off, but it is now all on Dennis. He gets a second headshot, but Dupree is there for cover. And TSM closed around there, but they managed to pick it up and are just 2 away from the win.
That was still so damn close. Kerrigan not able to pick up the kills towards long. But either way, MouseSports, they need to get something going. They're going to have a really shoddy bye coming into this round. They don't want to go for the tie. They want to go for the potential win, and they're forcing the Tech-9s, the Armor, the Galil out of Dennis, and Chris J just sitting on the P250. So it looks like he's not going to be trying to buy up in this round. Maybe pick up a gun off a teammate or two. TSM are looking flawless at this point, minus that second round.
Well, they made up for it in round 3, so
yes, they did.
We kind of forgive them for that one, I suppose. At least this time around. And MouseSports still have no money here, so again, Tech-9s, Armor, and a Galil from Dennis. If they can overwhelm someone from TSM, they might get themselves a weapon or two, and they've managed to flash themselves in here to the side. MouseSports managing to keep a hold of it. Spiddy will take down Device, so one more weapon added to their arsenal.
They got the bomb down as well.
Yeah.
KGB backed off long because they're going for the retake, but look at Next. He's not going to take down Dupree, but Spiddy's still there, and he can't connect the shots. But they're holding them back. They have Godby and Chris J still pushed up on site, and they're catching TSM off guard. They're not expecting men to be on the actual site.
Well, Carrigan needs to hold his aim true. He's run out of bullets. Dennis will kill him off, and Dupree's got 1 HP. And he'll back away, and just again when it's looking like MouseSports are down and out, somehow TSM allow them to get in. They pushed up long incredibly quickly, and you know, a couple of decent Tech-9 shots, and all of a sudden you're in on the site, you've got the bomb planted, and they were able to hold on to it. So MouseSports not down and out just yet. And Spiddy there carrying over an AWP. And that is going to fall, surprise, surprise, into the hands of Chris J.
All right, here we go. Spiddy, that last round, really saved them with a fantastic kill towards middle. Unless he can Chris J do much with this op.
No.
Unfortunately, not going to connect for now, but he's still got a lot more time to work with. Not in too much of a hurry, but man, MouseSports cannot afford to lose too many more rounds.
Can't afford to lose exactly 2 rounds. You're not so wrong on that one. But this round, they don't really have much to work with either. Just that M4 taken through the last round by Dupree. There's Armor with Device as well. Obviously had a little bit of cash to spare. And he's got a 5-7 as well. And, you know, it'd be typical for this game somehow if MouseSports were to lose this one, and it started off that way as well, as Dennis goes down to Carrigan, who was the hero of that second round as well. He won't get a double this time, though. Godby will finish him off, but they're still pushing in. They're still getting kills here, TSM. Well, there's only now Device with 4, Zipniks with a USP, so should be a safe one for Mouse.
It should be. I don't know if Device is going to bother trying. Maybe save this AK. Maybe Zipniks is saved into the next round. But what a shot on to Chris J. Now it's made it a little bit more likely. It's a 2-on-2. They do not have a kit. So if they're going to do this, they have to move quickly. And Godby will take down Zipniks. Now Device, the last man in a 1-on-2, just going to try to save this AK. But you really got to question the way MouseSports attack Catwalk. Like, they didn't attack with the refrag possibility. That was just Chris J getting a little bit lucky that a teammate came in and saved his life. I'm not sure exactly what was up with that, but MouseSports, I mean, it's not the cleanest of rounds, but it's a win nonetheless, and I think they'll take anything they can get at this point.
Yeah, they just need points on the board, and that's what they'll achieve with that one. Coming now to within 7 of tying up the game, and 9 for victory. It sounds so far away at this point still for Mouse. But, you know, a certain team called the LA Renegades proved earlier on today that those kind of scorelines are able to be turned around. Albeit it's going to be incredibly hard for Mouse. We see a 3-man stack this round.
Well, it's
for TSM and B.
A little bit different in terms of caliber of the teams, you know, SK versus TSM. But let's see. They do the op on Chris J, able to maintain that into the next round. And TSM went for a 3-man stack towards B, so they're not going to be able to buy up this round. It's only Device with the AK who's going to be backed up by Dupree and Zipniks over towards the B site. So if he does lose his gun, they can pick it right back up. But MouseSports, again, playing this one a little bit slow. Not trying to force anything just yet. I think they realize, you know, how close that last round really was. But they're looking to barrel down out middle. I think the question is, though, will they use a smoke? Will they telegraph this push? And I don't think they're going to be doing it. Actually, won't, not too bad. It comes in, so they're going to be showing it off. And Zipniks can come down if he can hold on this. But they're running straight into an AK where Device could come up big.
Well, Spiddy has also picked off Carrigan there, so that's a nice little start for them. Here comes the push towards window. Device is still going to be watching towards tunnel. He could have a field day at window, and he does get himself one. Tagged the second one, but he'll be picked off by Chris J. And now the smoke, some more flashes going in, and MouseSports says, you know what? I think we should go over towards the A-bomb site at this point. There's the Deagle coming in as well. It was an easy finish, really, from MouseSports once they realized, okay, they're all in that bomb site. We need to change our options. TSM pushing afterwards. and Mouse pick up round number 8. However, this now could be the big one. Device and Cajun B both picking up an AWP as TSM finally have money again.
All right, so the double op setup. Ricochet, unfortunately, not going to hit that first initial shot. And they do have, let's see, Cajun B going to be over towards Catwalk, and Device over towards middle. So they're really locking this down, and that's what happens when you peek middle up against an AWPer if you don't check the spot. And Device able to open up with the first kill. This is a good start.
That's the thing. Godby was checking.
Oh, he was checking. He just died.
Yeah. Oh. He was just a fantastic shot from Device. He even took his head off. I was actually watching it over on my screen. Brilliant stuff. And all of a sudden, Mouse down to just 4. Losing their in-game leader.
The thing is, TSM, they double ecoed into this. They were able to save a couple of guns, yes, but they really wanted to force this double op setup to lock down, control this map. So if they lose this round, things can get very rough. And dupreeh gonna run straight into Nex. You know, a little bit of decent damage trade, but dupreeh's gonna come out the victor of that one, and he won't be returned as Chris's not positioned to help him out.
No, it was a little bit too far away to do anything there, but we see the push coming up. We know Device will spot Dennis, though. And that is a 3rd man down. There is Zipnik's on top of the box, and Spiddy not even looking. Chris J's out-aimed by Device, and they kind of all crumple together there. Falling house of cards, really, for MouseSports. And that will put TSM onto game point. And it's looking that MouseSports could be going down to just 2 lives remaining.
Yes, they would. They'd be joining SK and Renegades there currently sitting. But let's see, can't MouseSports out just yet. They're not able to afford an op for Chris J, so just sitting on the AK. And TSM going back to that kind of standard hold. KGB, he wasn't spotted out over towards short last time, so why not play it again? MouseSports are the ones that need to force these takes. You know, I would assume that, you know, get a little bit of long control. With the way we've been seeing TSM hold it, just basically Kerrigan by himself in these gun rounds. You get that early control of long and use that as a point to work out where you want to go. You get an early kill, and hopefully, or ideally, you'll have that man advantage. But either way, Dennis can be working up towards short, and KGB will fall back, not able to connect that shot.
And bear in mind on this T side, MouseSports had a 3 in a round row, but 2 of those were against an eco'd up TSM because they wanted those 2 AWPs in play. So it's not as if they've been prolific so far in this second half. And it looks like, again, Dennis is having a look over towards the A-bomb site. I'm not sure if they even realize that there are 2 AWPs. I don't think Cajun B actually fired off a shot in that last round.
I'm trying to think. I'm not actually sure if I were to think about it.
We'll see. And smoke's going down. Mollies will stop any push over towards that B side. That was just Nex anyway, trying to draw a couple of people out. You can see Cajun B will be at cart. They need to flash his position, but are they waiting for it? Look at the Molotov damage there on short. They managed to pick off Dennis as he had to make the jump out to stop himself from burning. Zipnik will pick off the head of Nex as well. And Mouse once again falling to pieces with the push.
Oh, Zipnik's looking to hold on to the push again on towards Kawak. So HGB comes up big again, and dupreeh does end things out. TSM wins 16-8 up against MouseSports and forced them down to 2 lives.
That looked far too easy. That was the TSM that everyone expected to see. Also, maybe the MouseSports that everyone's been saying this team can be brilliant, but they don't do it every single time. They are shaky sometimes, and they just honestly never got into a groove in this one.
Consistency, I think, maybe is a word we're looking for.
That is the word I was looking for. I forgot it for a couple of seconds, but I'm glad you're here. They've been struggling
with consistency. But you look at that last round alone, just really quickly, we didn't see anyone drop towards CT. Cajun B played cars a little bit different, was a little bit more pushed up. So yeah, he get flashed, but you at least see potentially a man dropping towards CT where Gabi got caught off so many times. Just little subtle differences can change the game.
Well, fantastic performance there. TSM keeping a hold of their life, and MouseSports, of course, dropping down. But we're going to head over to Chobra and his boys to break down that game.
Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, here with my boys.
Yo, yo, yo. What up, dog? I was going to say it's more like older gentlemen.
Maybe
boys
if we wanted to be very true. we could be very true about that. But man, this match, when we saw it coming in, everyone was very excited because they were like, this is going to be super close, but Mouse might have the edge here. I think TSM's going to put up a good fight, but Mouse should take it. And man, what a 180 result from what we saw.
I mean, TSM is a very, very capable team on DustII. Everyone should know that by now. I think everyone just got sort of fooled by how well Mouse has played before. Yeah. I think it's a bit of both. It's both TSM playing very well, but at the same time, MouseSports was not anywhere near as good as they were against Renegades for a bunch of reasons. First of all, when they lost control of either long or short A, they just sort of never did anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, they never tried to regain control of either one of the of those two, which basically means you're going to get sandwiched and you will have no chance whatsoever against a team as composed as TSM, who's going to attack from both sides at the same time, going to make your life impossible. Chris J had no chance taking those pressure shots he was able to take against Renegades yesterday. Just, yeah, that's basically
and no one really was able to get going. We were saying about round 7 or 8, it's like, where's next? What's going on at B-side? It's like there was just people going missing in the game. And when you're against someone like TSM, you just can't afford anyone to go missing, let alone a number of people.
Yeah, in the first half, going 1-8 for a while there. Really tough score for a really tough game for MouseSports as a whole. And again, the other thing we talked about was they hadn't played. That was their first game today. In some ways, they knew when it was coming. They could have been more prepared. At the same time, they were just waiting all day. They were like, are we going to play the next one? No, not yet. And then they got their moment. It was DustII. They were very happy about that.
Yeah.
But not coming through, so that's another life taken away from MouseSports. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for the next and last match on stage. The map vote is closing, so make sure you click away and get your last votes in over on the website. Only 2 maps left in the map pool, correct, to choose from for the last one.
Yeah, Overpass or Cobblestone is all that's left. We've already heard there's quite a few people actually don't want Overpass.
Yeah.
Which does surprise me, because I really quite like that map, certainly from a casting point of view. And Cobblestone out there. We already said Envious beating TSM on Cobblestone, so they'll be very happy if they get that. Bearing in mind, obviously they can pick anyone now who's left there. Envious, they can't pick.
Envious, Renegades.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think who's actually not played. Like,
so Envious has
to that
4.
weird point.
Yeah, Envious has 4 matches played, I believe.
Yeah.
CLG still on the S3, Renegades on the S3, SK on the S3, I think. So
I can't keep track whether that reset point where everyone's played. But either way, I mean, obviously CLG on the last life. That's the main thing. So it's down to, do TSM want to knock out the guy or not? That's the question. We'll find out.
Yeah, let's find out on stage. They are ready to select who the last match will be here for day 2 at Intel Extreme Masters for Gamescom.
Thank you very much, Chobra. Right, let me get this right, Carrigan. You beat the German team in Germany on their home map. I'm never inviting you for dinner, but a great win.
That was an amazing win. I mean, they're really good on this too, so we knew how to play it. I knew how to play the CT side, so I had a great idea, and it worked pretty out very well.
Well, MouseSports seem to have done very well in playing maps that they're good at, and they looked fantastic yesterday on the first day. Today, you are back to your best.
I mean, we had a bad start yesterday, so redeeming ourselves all matches right now is just amazing. We just need to keep on our run and see what's happening in this tournament.
Right, we're going to get into the politics in just a second, because, believe me, it's about to get exciting, and I know why, because he's told me. But first off, let us choose the map. There's just 2 left, Cobble and Overpass. You know how this works. You choose a box, and then we work out who's going on the blind date. What are you going for, 1 to 8?
Number 6.
Number 6, what's behind number 6? It's Cobblestone, which is the one that Team Envious didn't want to play. Thank you to LR Remede, who did that. Overpass, well, obviously they're split in half, but lots of people want to see Cobblestone. So Envy didn't want to play Cobblestone, but please tell me the first team you're picking to play in the final game today.
SK.
So he's chosen SK Gaming. Now tell me the second team.
Renegades.
Versus Renegades. There we go. For the 3rd time today, Renegades have won 2. Tell me why you've chosen those teams.
I mean, we don't like Envious, so we need to remove the alliance, and that's what we're trying to do now, and I believe in SK now.
Okay, we don't like Envious. So there we go. For the 3rd time today, Renegades have won twice. They've looked fantastic doing it. SK taking on Renegades on Cobblestone. Carrigan, thank you very much. We're going to play that after this break.